Hey guys, back again for another vlog. I just wanted to touch base with you guys. Like I always say, this is my online diary, and I want to just kind of be candid and get my emotions out and whatever. Tell you guys like real life shit that's going on. It's so fucking windy. It's moving my truck around. Like, fuck off. Okay, stop. Okay. I was so proud of myself last week for intermittent fasting and getting my steps in. Nobody should come into your peace and into your happiness, whatever you call it, and make you feel bad, or deter you from your personal goals. I have this thing where I don't like people like at all, but the couple people that I do really care about, that get under my skin, or not as much actually now, thank God, but before. And when you feel unappreciated and you feel like what you're doing isn't enough or isn't what they want or whatever else, you lose motivation. So instead of them saying shit, I told you guys a couple vlogs ago, I was really cleaning the house, deep cleaning, proud of myself, excited. And then we kind of had a little bit of a tiff about what he thought I should do. And I was like, well, fuck you, I did all this. And it just was like dumb fuck shit that every couple goes through. Well, anyway, I was like, well, fuck you then. I lost motivation to even want to do it. Like, that's my love language. I told you guys already. I want to do that stuff. I want to clean the house. I want to make your lunches. I want to do your laundry. I want to have those things. But if you try to tell me it's not good enough or you want it another way, fuck yourself, do it yourself. I lose motivation. So I haven't been getting my steps in, needless to say, this week because I have been depressed. That's on me. I should not have anybody make me feel I should just do what I want to do because it's a positive thing. Any type of cleaning or organizing or whatever is a positive fucking thing. Needless to say, bare minimum on the house this week, the 2 days that I was home. I also worked, so fuck off. But I needed a mental break, especially after the weekend we had. It was bad. You guys saw. So, and then I had this thing where I was like, oh, you know what? I need to overcome my social anxiety and try to do things to overcome my fears. Oh my God, it's so fucking windy. And so I thought I would go to the grocery store and make myself a meal that I would never do because I was just home by myself. I ended up getting chicken breasts and marinating them for the full hour. I'm so proud of myself. And then I made corn with jalapenos and just a bunch of different spices, and then garlic mashed potatoes, which I should not have done because potatoes are such high carb, high calorie, and I don't have control when it comes over potatoes and spaghetti, like pasta. I don't have control. I have no self-control. I just can't have it because I just can't. I've proven that I just can't have control. Whatever. I was like, oh, I've been through so much. Let's just, treat ourselves. Stupid. Treating myself would have been getting my steps in, no matter how hard it was, getting all beautiful with makeup, doing TikToks, maybe going live, whatever. But instead I ate dinner. My whole thing was I was going to try to go out to eat in public, but I can't even go to the grocery store or get gas without freaking out, so that would be just horrendous for me. So baby steps. I went to the grocery store. Okay. Then, and I was depressed, down, because I just feel like everything in my life is so up in the air, like it always is. But I'm actually making big changes right now to try to figure out. I can't really get into it. We'll talk about it later. Maybe. We'll see. But yesterday I had pizza. Because I'm like, I'm sad. I'm going to have pizza. And that just made me feel greasy, disgusting, fat, bloated, cow-like, okay? And I didn't get my steps in. So then you're just really, fucked. So that was the end of that. Okay, I don't care. I do need to be a little bit more gentle with my mental health right now, because like I'm fine, but I've been through so much trauma over the past 2 years, and it's coming to a head for me mentally where I literally just can't take it anymore, and I feel like I'm losing myself. So with that being said, I'm trying to just do what I need to do to take care of myself, small things included. People who've been through major fucking trauma and stress react different to different situations. Getting behind this motherfucking semi was a mistake, for example. What is a person to do? And I look like an idiot because I passed all these guys and now I'm going slow behind the semi. Can't help it. When I tell you I was so depressed this past day, I did shower, okay? I showered and I brushed my teeth. I did do some laundry. I did do some dishes. But the day before that, I didn't shower. I didn't brush my teeth. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to cry. I did go to the grocery store, surprisingly. But it took every little ounce of who I am and everything I have left to do that. Because I'm like, no, we have to treat ourselves better. We have to love ourselves more. We have to learn how to be okay with our own company, rely on ourselves. So I'm like dating myself again. Well, not again. I've never dated myself, okay? I'm new to the dating myself world. But, like, you have to date yourself. You have to put yourself first and do things for yourself that prove that you're worth it. You know, I saw this saying where somebody was like, if you treat yourself like a flip-flop, other people will treat you like a flip-flop. If you treat yourself like a designer shoe, everyone else is going to treat you like a designer shoe. Okay? And that's a fucking fact. So I'm like, okay, bitch, what kind of gourmet meal do we want? Obviously I'm gonna have to go make it and get all this shit for it, but we're doing it. And I did it, and I'm proud of myself. So were the potatoes that big of a deal? No. Was a pizza? I didn't eat the whole thing. I ate like 5 slices though, and that's a lot of calories. So I'm mad at myself for that. If you come in my lane, you're gonna have a big bad day. Oh my God, okay. So I have to be gentle with that, because I literally, I don't know if you guys get like this when you're really sad. You just kind of like shut yourself in your room when you can. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to shower. You don't want to brush your teeth. You don't want to see anybody. You just want to binge watch YouTube or whatever show or whatever and not see the world. And I'm past the point of crying now. I don't cry. I am an emotional person where I will cry or whatever, but I'm numb. I'm like physically and emotionally numb. So there's no tears really left. I've cried them all out, okay? But I still like retract because of trauma, and I felt so belittled. And Bo and I did have a conversation. I did put it in the vlog about that conversation about begging for food or whatever. And he said he never meant to make me feel like that or whatever. It was never his intention. He would never do that. It's just, I don't know. I felt very belittled. And as a wife, I should never have to be like, first of all, bitch, I'm not going to beg for shit, okay? Ever. Like, that. Let that be known. I will take it. And I have the right to take it. Like, we are married. Food is an essential. Like, you are not going to deprive me. Like, but it's a principle that, you know, I felt like I had to beg. And whether or not he said that and meant it or whatever is besides the point. I actually am headed there to see him tonight to hopefully reconnect and have a good day. Good night, and just love each other and have dinner. I just feel like I did put in a transfer to see if I could move back to Chicago with my job, because I'm at my wits fucking end, and I kind of kept my eyes out for like other things around the area, but I I've never made that kind of a move before where I've like inquired about the possibility. I've always talked about it, and I'm bitching on you. Like my whole YouTube the past 2 years of me bitching. I'm sick of that. I want to take you guys to do things. I miss our fun trips. I miss our adventures. Like I'm actually a lot of fun, okay? I'm a good time. I am a great mother. I have lost myself, especially over the last 6 months, really. So, like, shit has really fucked me up that I've gone through. I'm not going to get candid with it until later if I feel like I need to or want to. It's just not, I'm not in a place at liberty where I feel like I should. Not that I don't give a fuck telling you guys, it's just not the right time. And it might never be the right time. I have to want to do it too. You know what I mean? So, whatever. But I've lost myself over the past 6 months. And I need to get myself back. Hence the dating myself. So I'm going to go and see him. I was very candid with him that I did inquire and that I just feel like it might be better for a separation or possibly a divorce because I just can't do this anymore. And he shouldn't want to do this anymore either. Like, it's terrible to not have good communication. And, you know, my children just, like, there's a lot of tension between him and them. And I don't know, like, there's a lot of misunderstandings and then there's a lot of things that have happened. And so everybody needs to tread lightly, very lightly. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. So I'm going to go see him tonight. I hope we have a really great night, and I'm sure we will. Like, him and I have a lot of fun together. And the reason that we're still holding on is because when it is 100% us getting along, you could not have a better relationship. But the bad outweighed the good right now. And for a little while now. So I decided that I was going to maybe make that step. And, you know, he wants to try to make it work. And we both would have to do so many things. Like, it's both of us, you know, both of us. But I'm so mentally fucking exhausted. I'm getting a migraine even having this conversation with you, like thinking about it, because it's just so much stress. Like, I'm physically tired. I'm emotionally tired. I'm numb. And I just don't even have the energy to talk about it, really. Like, I can't continue to tell my feelings to somebody over and over and over and over and over. And then either not get it at all or twist it or appease me for a moment, and then it's just the same shit. And I'm like I said, it is both of us, but I just am like spent. So I'm actually surprised I can drive. So I went from, you know, taking myself out on a date and just like melting down that way, well, myself a date at home, to yesterday not being able to, like, after I was done with work, I just couldn't get out of bed. I just couldn't get out of bed. Couldn't shower. I couldn't brush my teeth. Or no, that's not true. Yesterday I did shower. I took a bath and I brushed my teeth yesterday. The day before I couldn't shower, brush my teeth. But I went to the grocery store. Weird. It's funny how your body does shit. Or you like have the energy for certain things and then you don't. Like, this is relatable shit. Like, if you're sitting there like judging me, tell me you've never had a bad day or a little bout of depression. And I'm not clinically depressed. It is a situational thing. I have been through trauma all my life. It's anxiety, okay? I have chronic panic disorder and very bad insomnia, chronic insomnia. I get depressed and then I can move on from shit easy. Like, I'm not like sad and gloomy and down in the dumps long ever. But when you're constantly going through a state of traumatic events and or toxic behavior, who is not going to at least act depressed a little bit? You know what I mean? Like, is this even making sense? Am I just jabbering? I just want to let you guys know where I'm at mentally. And I'm proud of myself for making steps. But it is hard to, like, let go. And it's not that I do not want to let go. You marry somebody in hopes that it's forever, right? The reality is that a lot of people don't last forever, and you can't just continue to have these kinds of behaviors as a couple and expect it to last forever just because you got married. Like, that's just not how shit fucking works. I don't know. I was my best version of myself 3 years ago. I was thriving. And Bo and I met, fell in love very fast, had a very passionate relationship. And over time, we're just, you know, like, shit's just not okay right now. So it either has to be dramatically flipped and fixed, or we have to let it go. And I'm to that point now where it's like I gotta run with one or the other, because I can't mentally do it anymore, and I can't put my children through that anymore. So that's kind of where I'm at. I am kind of feeling this big. It's cute. So that being said, we are gonna go out for dinner. I hope I don't hit a fuck ton of traffic. This is the most boring drive ever, and I like literally go all the time. See, when I'm in love, like when we're in love, I want to go see him when I don't have the kids. I want to spend all my time with him. I want to kiss and love on him and spend all this time together. And he's like the same way. Like, he wants me to come. Usually, like, he'll be like, oh, I want you to come. Like, Sunday he'll come around. He's like, oh, I just want you to be with me all week. I want you to be with me all the time. And I love that. I love that companionship. And isn't that why you get married, is to have a companion you're excited, like a best friend that you're excited to spend your time with and love, and a partner to go through life together, the good and the fucking bad, you know, and always be there for you no matter what, you know, not put you in situations where you could get in trouble, or put you in situations where you could get hurt, shit like that, kidnapped. I don't want to get into it, but like, okay, this is going to be the time. I always tell you guys, I'm going to tell you, and then I never tell you. Okay. So, I have been through insane shit my whole life, okay? So, if you are judging me and think I'm a piece of shit, first of all, fuck you. Fuck your whole family. Fuck yourself. Fuck everything about you, okay? Because you have no idea what I've been through my whole life. And fuck you anyway. And fuck you again. So, that being said, fuck you. And then, now I'm going to move on. I was almost kidnapped twice as a child. I think twice. I always think it's 3 times, but then I can never remember. But the 2 times, I'm going to tell you a story. Okay. I'm going to get into my childhood bits and pieces whenever the fuck I feel like it, because that's what the fuck I do. I tell you shit when I want to. Whatever. Okay. Shut up. When I was in 1st grade, I had this babysitter that I went to. Her name was Susie, and she was amazing, an amazing babysitter. That being said, it's kind of funny now, my story, because you're gonna be like, is that an amazing babysitter? But she was. She was actually married to my grandpa's brother for a long time, and then got a divorce and married somebody better, but always did in-home daycare. She didn't like me as much, I don't think. I always had to sit crisscross applesauce in front of her TV with my hands folded because I was in trouble. I don't know why. I don't really remember doing anything, but I just remember sitting there a lot. Or one time I had chicken pox, and she didn't want me to like infect everybody, so I had to sit there for like a week. And I was like, oh. I'm like all disgusting. I'm like, oh, I want to play. You know, whatever. Fuck it. Not the story. So I was in 1st grade, and she always had a ton of kids, more than she probably should have. And I had this little friend, call her Kay. I don't want to like tell her name, but she was in kindergarten, and my babysitter asked us to go get, I think, eggs. I think it was just eggs. So she gave me money, and she's like, go to the store and come back with eggs and take Kay with you. So me being the 1st grader I was, first of all, I'm still bad with directions to this day, okay? I don't live there, so I don't know what's surrounding. You'd think I would, because my grandparents lived around there, but I'm in fucking 1st grade, okay? Look, come on. We start walking. It's summer. We, like, where she lived, you went, like, this way, then there was the school, and then there was a highway, like a 4 or 5 lane highway, and then there was a grocery store. So in my little mind, I was like, we gotta go to the grocery store and get eggs. Not realizing that there are 2 or 3 gas stations like around, but she said store, and I fucking 1st grade, okay? Anyway, we get up to the highway, and it's just the 2 of us. This, I'll never forget, this shitty, like a Dodge Spirit looking shitty maroon car, right? like nasty fucking old car. Windows rolled down. This crusty motherfucking like old guy with curly white long hair to his shoulders, some up, some down, and huge like disgusting like thick glasses, you know, the kind that you probably can't see without. And he stops with a mustache. Fucking gross. It's disgusting. And he's like on the verge of getting on the highway, but stops, and it's packed, always packed. And he goes, "Hey, I think I know your guys' mom. Why don't you get in my car?" And I'm like, "What?" Like, we're far away. And I'm like, I stop, Kay. I'm like, "No, like, stop." I'm like, "What?" And so he repeated himself. And then Kay starts like walking towards him. She's like, "I do think I know him." I said, "No, you don't." I didn't say fuck. I said, "No, you don't." And I pulled her away. And I'm like, "You need to leave," like really loud. And he did. He like sped off, right? Obviously, we probably wouldn't be here today. Let's be honest. But then we made the mistake. So then some like lady saw this happen. And we start walking back the other way. Because then I was like freaked out. I'm like, "Oh, we're not crossing the highway. I don't know what to do." I was like scared. So this lady, really nice lady, she had really short, like puffy black hair, and she was a little bit heavier set with a red sweatshirt and shorts. Super, super nice lady. She pulls us aside. She gets out of her car, pulls us aside, and she's like, "Do you know that man?" And we're like, "No." You know, I told her, like, "Oh, we're here to go get eggs and bring it to our babysitter." And she's like, "Get in my car. I'll take you to the gas station. You can bring me to your babysitter's." We got in her car. Again, like, that's how fast shit can happen. You know, I should have never been allowed to go at fucking first grade with a kindergartner. Like, first of all, you're not even able to babysit at that age. Anyway, this lady, super nice, brings us to the gas station to get eggs. While we're there, we recognized one of my friend's dad from school, and he recognized us, and he was like, what are you guys doing here?" Like, anyway, the lady talked to him, and he's like, "Oh no, I'll take the girls. Like, I will take the girls." So he walked us back to my babysitter's house. She was worried sick. We'd been gone a long time. You know, she was thinking she was gonna have to call the cops. She was probably really worried about getting in trouble herself. Anyway, I had to sit crisscross applesauce for like a month. And you know, then she would like pretend, because she was pissed off at me, right? She must have thought I was the biggest idiot, but like, who's a real idiot here, you know? So I had to sit crisscross applesauce, but then like 10 minutes before my parents would come, she'd be like, "Oh, you can play now." So it didn't look like she was being a bitch to me. And then I'll never forget, so that was scary. Like, I don't know, 10 years later, you know, I see her somewhere. No, it had to have been way more than 10 years. I'm in my 20s, years later, and I see her at somebody's funeral, and she's like, "Oh, all my babysitting people always come see me, and you're the only like family that doesn't." And I'm thinking in my mind, "Yeah, bitch, because I always have to sit crisscross apple. What am I gonna come see you for? Like, you almost got me kidnapped." But she was nice, and I did really love her. I loved spending time at her house when I wasn't in trouble. She had a big pool. I had to swim in like a couple of times because I was always in trouble and I never did anything. I wasn't mean to the kids. She just did not like me. But she would do like sleepovers and stuff, and we'd all get to go like the little rainbow. What are the little Care Bears? We'd rent movies, and she'd make popcorn. And on those nights, I got to hang out. Whatever. Very scary. I'll never forget that. My kids actually like hearing those stories over and over because it's like crazy. I wish these were the craziest things I've been through, but sadly not. Then another time, I was at my grandma, Verge, who I love the most. I consider her really like my mom because I was there all the time and she protected me, and she's the only person in my life that's ever loved me unconditionally, like never showed me any kind of hate, was never mean, always uplifting. And I was her special child, and I don't care how anybody feels about it. Yes, I was her special child, and I was her favorite, and that's just fucking sad for everybody else. Sucks to suck. Oh, I'm speeding. I'm getting all excited. Gotta be careful. Anyway, so I'm at her house, right? And I'm by myself, and it was summer, and my grandma always everything special for me. Like, always. I'm sure the other kids knew, and I'm glad they knew, because Okay, like, stop. She got a slip and slide for me. And the slip and slide, you know, it's fucking hot, okay? But she always had, like, back issues, wasn't feeling good. So she'd come outside and watch me and smoke a cigarette. And I'll never forget, she was like, hey, I'm going to go in and switch the laundry up. I'm like, okay, Grandma, see you soon. You know, whatever. I'm in my swimming suit, like, on the slip and slide. And where her house was, like, she lived on a corner lot. I used to think her yard was so big. Oh, my God. But it was a corner lot. There wasn't a lot of trees. There, you know, there's roads going everywhere. And the slip and slide was kind of like, well, obviously by the hose. So it was kind of by the road, but like not really. But like it was. And I was standing there with my little board or whatever the fuck it was. And some guy comes, stops his car, rolls his window down, like complete stop parked. And he's got, kind of like opens the door a little bit. And he's like, oh, go, I want to see you go. Knowing that I would be discombobulated, he'd probably grab me and run. And I looked at him and I was like, no, you're a stranger. Because I was so traumatized from that last time. This is like a couple years after that. So I'm like in 3rd grade. I threw my board and I ran downstairs to my grandma, who was doing laundry. And she's like, what? And I told her what happened. She's like, oh my God, no way, whatever. So then we went back outside and she watched me, and then that was the end of it. But swear to God, that second time everyone's like, but was he really? Like, why the fuck else would you want to watch me? If you don't know me, like, why would you want to watch a child go across a slip and slide in a little swimming suit? Why is your door open? Why is your window down? Why are you a creep? Like, how is that okay, regardless? You know what I mean? Fucking not okay. Disgusting. So those are my 2 kidnapping stories, okay? So there's that. I'm so glad I finally told you. I always have, like, so many ideas to do these on lives. I always want to tell you guys stuff. Like, if you follow me on TikTok, I do go live a lot. And I will show a lot of me and Bo's things we do for fun, and sometimes it gets crazy and wild, and it's definitely not for show, it's definitely real. It's funny because a lot of people, the comments come in fast, so I don't get a chance to really read a lot of them on there, but there have been a couple times where people be like, this is staged. It's like, bitch, I wish I was that good of an actor. Like, I'm not that good of an actress. It's definitely not staged. Some of the shit we've been through and done, but whatever. So you should definitely join me on TikTok if you would like to see some lives and get into real live conversations about shit if you so choose to. I've decided I am going to be very, very candid and just share everything, because I feel like it's good to be relatable. People need to know that they're not alone out there in whatever situation, whether it's going through, like, we're all a work in progress, and having somebody to relate to, even if you don't know them, makes you excited about hopefully hope and opportunities, and we can all go through shit together or whatever. So alright guys, with that being said, I'm gonna let you go. This is another super long vlog. I love you, and I will see you guys all in the next one.